Happy 2019. Happy New Year.
Hello.
It's a new year.
I was typing.
Hello. Yes, so it is the first week of 2019. It is specifically 4 days into the new year, and we are already previewing new dragons.
Woo!
So we've got a lot to talk about today.
And a writer.
And a writer, yes, indeed.
Who we just awkwardly have her.
Apparently, yeah, just have this hanging out right here.
Just kidding.
Winterjol. Yes, so, a bunch of us are returning back to the office at this point, so, we'll all be fresh and ready to go starting next week. Arlena, who's been toughing it out all through last week as well, so lots of love and respect to you.
I cuddled with my dog a bunch because I worked at home.
That sounds pretty great, actually.
It was.
Not gonna lie. Yeah. So, for anybody who caught the show yesterday on Facebook Live, Arlena was here with Carnix, and the two of them went over the new dragons and the dragon rider that are coming to the Winterjol season next week. So we are going to be talking more about those two dragons and the rider today, and we'll be going over their spell sets as well. So just give you a general idea of what you can expect from these dragons, and of course next week when they are available in game, we will be flying them on the stream as well.
Yep.
So
if you did, however, miss portraits, we are not showing portraits on the stream, so you can go back and look at the Facebook Live stream from yesterday if you missed what the portraits actually will look like. Hint, Astrid's portrait is awesome.
yeah, it's pretty sweet.
And the Viking Reaver continues the trend of no one has sleeves. They're just sent out into the wild to freeze.
Apparently.
In that first one.
Yes, this is just how it is. So
That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Cool. As always, though, if you are going to enter the giveaway, please put your in-game name into chat and make sure you spell it correctly. No one wants to go hunt you down. No one will. So make sure it's spelled correctly the first time or that you fix it. Either or.
Yeah, either way. Totally cool.
All right.
Sweet. All right.
Let's jump in.
Let's do this. All right. So this week technically is week 5 of the Winterjol season. So starting next week, which is week 6, is when all the content behind us is going to be available. So of course we have our first wave content, which went out during the beginning of the season. That is Gunnar the Hunter, Hildur the Sorcerer, and UVS the Mythic Warrior, as well as the Egg Token Boost. And then in the third week, the Dragon Rider Bjorn also joined us on the battlefield, or should I say on the perch. So Bjorn, of course, is available and just finished up his discount, I think 2 days ago or maybe 3 days ago. So just finishing that one up. And now on week 6 next week is when you're going to see the Legendary Warrior, the Offensive Dragon Rider, and the Mythic Sorcerer to sort of join us for the second half.
So we're going to see Yarol, Astrid, and Cert.
Cert, yes, indeed.
I clearly can't point all the way over there, so it's
yeah.
just going in mini form over here. Yes.
Yes, indeed. And then, of course, there is one last thing remaining in the season, which is going to be the Festive Dragon that will come in week 8. So next week is week 6. 2 weeks after that is when the Festive Dragon will be released. We'll also do a preview for that dragon as well, so definitely keep tuned on that one. But of course, next week is just going to be the Warrior, the Sorcerer, and the Rider.
There's also a lot of speculation already about what the...
I've seen some things from players.
There's a lot of speculation about what that Festive Dragon is going to be. We'll see what class it's going to be.
I'm very excited to reveal it to everybody.
It just looks awesome. Yeah. Like when all else fails, it looks cool.
That's true. So this is our Legendary Warrior, Yarol. Yes. Yarol with, so of course it's got that J, very similar to Winterjol, so it's pronounced Yarol. It is the Warrior Dragon, and it is the Dark Element. So a spotlight on one of Yarl's spells here is Pillaging Flames. So as you can see here, it is a yellow spell. So the dragon's flamethrower attack sets buildings ablaze, and buildings take increased damage from all sources. I'm pretty sure this is a passive spell, but this is just a part of Yarl's spell kit. If
it's yellow.
Yeah, typically.
That's how it goes.
That's how it goes, yes.
But I can double check
that
for you.
So Pillaging Flames is going to be one of the 4 spells that Yarol will have. Basically means, across the board, no matter what, all buildings will be taking increased damage from all sources. And it's good to specify all sources here because it doesn't necessarily have to be Yarl. It can be other areas of damage that are hitting the building as well. But I mean, given that it's a spell that's on this dragon, it's coming from the dragon itself.
Yes. It's showing up as what looks like a pass.
Beautiful. Sweet. Okay. Next up is Jarl's spell kit here. So this is going to be all four. Of course, you can kind of see it's just the resist. So I'm sure everybody has an understanding of the definition of flak resist at this point. So starting it off, we have a white spell, Storm Shield. So this is a shield that will absorb damage until it's depleted after a certain period of time. Once that time has ended, it will then explode and damage nearby buildings in an AoE area of effect. So it's definitely going to be an explosive spell. It'll really help with just, handling a bunch of damage to many buildings all at once. And of course, Storm Shield will benefit from Pillaging Flames, which is getting increased damage from all sources.
Also, for reference, Storm Shield is the same spell that Jotun had in the Vanguard tier.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've seen Storm Shield on Jotun, will function.
Right, exactly. So Pillaging Flames, of course, as we went over, and then Regenerate, restoring health over time. A classic warrior spell, if you will, but something that will really help the warriors to sort of continue in that battle and hopefully solo the base. And of course, down here, it has a fire flak resist as well. So this particular dragon will be taking reduced damage from fire flak towers.
Let's see. Oh, you can switch. Okay. I'm just looking at questions while
I'm
we're here.
Switching.
When will the next Atlas rollout be? No info as of yet, but the Atlas season will begin next week.
Mm-hmm.
Just
yes.
Our Atlas out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right.
Cert.
So next up, Cert, pronounced Cert. Cert is going to be the mythic dragon for the second wave. And Cert is our sorcerer as well and a fire element dragon. So Cert is very ferocious and fiery, I would say. I mean, it actually has molten lava as a part of its body. So I think
it also has a word coming out of its
head. Yeah, which is pretty sweet. Did Karnix go over that at all?
Yeah. I don't.
It's just super
I'm
interesting.
Like, yeah. I remember, but I don't. It's part of its lore, which I'm pulling up now because my brain is fading on lore. I never remember the lore specifically. I just remember Hildur and Astrid go together in lore because they're both
right.
And Cert is basically raining destruction on everything.
Yep.
Like, basically is Ragnarok in dragon form.
Right. So speaking of Ragnarok, which is, I appreciate that you have said that, let's go to Cert's.
Well.
Yeah, I love it. Let's go to Cert's spotlight spell over here, which is Ragnarok. Haha. So also to keep in theme, of course, with this like crazy sort of sword that's coming out of Cert's head, and the idea that, it's just going to rain massive destruction everywhere, we have a new spell called Ragnarok. Ragnarok is a red spell. Of course, you can see the icon with that flame in the background of a sword sort of crashing down. It's going to deal massive damage in a large area of effect. So think of it as just a like straight up explosion. So when you cast this spell, many things are going to lose their health all at once.
So much.
Yeah. So it is definitely going to be destructive, I would say, next week.
So Cert lives in a volcano, in a dormant volcano, hence all the fire. But also, Cert is going and using the last of its resources with the rider that they are combined with. They forge an eternally burning blade.
Whoa.
Which is what's chilling in its head. And with it, they vowed that the mainland would know no peace until all they cared for burned to.
Wow.
So
serious destruction then.
Whole bunch of flames.
Yeah. Right. Well, there's plenty where that comes from.
So I see a question about Cert. Almost looks like a warrior. Cert actually is very much taking from the typical wyvern-looking body that a hunter has, instead of the traditional sorcerer body. And this was more of a design choice from the art team, was they wanted this dragon to look super powerful and like it was really gonna mess people up. Which given its lore makes sense. Like given its lore, it's gonna destroy a lot of things.
Yep.
But they decided that a warrior body was gonna be too bulky and too awkward looking. So it was better to go with the lesser and go with the hunter body instead, even if it was a little confusing.
Sure. No, that's super fair. And a good call out too. It definitely has like a meatier body than typical sorcerers do. Yeah. So moving on here to Cert's spell kit. Of course, I'm sure a lot of you have already read through it while we were explaining that. So Ragnarok, of course, is going to deal that massive damage. That is Cert's red spell. Cert also comes with 2 white spells as well. One is going to be Incinerate, where it fires a projectile that destroys an automatically chosen tower. So this will just be automatically cast. And then it will restore health upon that cast as well. So this is a really great way for Cert to get some health back while also dealing massive damage. As you can tell, this dragon is all about dealing massive damage. So you need some health to back that up. Make sure that you're not going to die while you're dealing all that damage, but otherwise should be quite set. And then the second white spell here is Burning Hatred. So Burning Hatred, once it's cast, you will immediately gain rage, and you'll also gain health upon any building destruction while this spell is active. So very similar to like Soul Devour and things like that, where instead of gaining the rage and health upon building destruction, you gain health only, but you gain rage immediately at the beginning of the spell. So that's the difference there. And then also Cert is equipped with Elemental Resist, so that'll take 50% reduced damage from all elemental attacks.
What's the order of Incinerate? Is it completely random? Does the flyer get to pick what towers to? It, to my knowledge, it functions very much in the it'll just random tower. Generally, those types of spells will prioritize a mage, but that's not always true. But usually they'll prioritize it.
Yep.
Most of the time.
I do believe it's automatically chosen though, so it's one that once the spell is cast, it'll just fire automatically.
Head for one.
Yep. Yes, the dragon does have 2 ways to get health, which is really, really beneficial. It's also beneficial that both of those ways come from white spells. So Ragnarok is clearly the damage dealing spell. This is going to be your main sort of bread and butter on the dragon. So long as no red mage towers are in effect, you can just basically go to town on whatever base you're attacking. But Incinerate and Burning Hatred are really valuable because they do offer that health returning to the dragon as well. So if you feel like you're in a pinch, or if you just need health because you're a sorcerer and sometimes that happens, then these are really great spells that you can also cast without worrying that mage towers are gonna, mess it up or not give you health or anything like that. You can just execute it freely.
Also for burning hatred as well, you get the rage back too. So
right. Yep.
You get rage instantly, which will help you if you're like, oh my gosh, I can't cast spells, which on a sorcerer
is important.
Is all kinds of bad. If you can't cast a spell, good luck.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, Burning Hatred is really great, especially if you're, let's say, turning a corner to a new island and you've just, unloaded all your spells on the last one. If you really need that extra rage, that is a great way to just, cast it, use it immediately, and then hopefully, if there's no mage towers present, cast Ragnarok and just, gain all that health back at the same time, too, which is quite nice.
Pretty. Bam. On to my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, the crowd favorite, yes. So this is Astrid, our brave Valkyrie, and our offensive dragon rider for the Winterjol season. She is so cool. I can't even explain it. I don't even have to really, because you can see how cool she is.
Also, in that brief window of time where she was accidentally in game with 492, I think it was. You also got to see how cool she looks in game, which she does look.
Yeah, and she's coming back. I mean, she was there before, but she is now coming back.
Now she's gonna be definitely there.
Yeah. So Astrid's super cool. Obviously a Valkyrie, brave Valkyrie as the description. It is an offensive dragon rider, so she's going to be the one that you can take into the battlefield against other bases. Obviously a very nice combination for Hildur as well, since her lore matches or Hilder's lore matches Astrid, basically. And so, being an offensive dragon rider, she will affect multiple skills. Right behind me is an up arrow, so all these things are going up in what you're seeing here.
Yes.
So she will help increase dragon HP, dragon attack, dragon XP gain, as well as flak tower resist. On the skill tree, there's a choice between 3 different flak towers. So she also provides that in her.
Instead of us moving.
There we go. Great. It's just an arrow. It's all the arrows pointing up, you know. I could just like do this or something.
You're not missing much. All right. Now that that's been moved, we also have So the interesting thing about Astrid is that Astrid is going to come with 2 different sets of gear. She's going to have the Valkyrie plate set or the Muspel plate set. The Valkyrie plate set is going to be the fire set, and the Muspel plate set is going to be the earth set.
Yep.
Both will improve dragon attack and HP as most offensive sets do, but for her sets, you can only choose one. So you can choose either or, but choose carefully because you can only choose one. You can mix and match though. So like if you want a fire weapon and a fire shield, but you want an earth helmet and pants and boots. I always want to just call them shoes, even though I know that they're boots. I always just immediately call them shoes. But you can choose however you want to claim her gear.
Right.
But you have the choice between the 2. It is up to you. But as always,
bless you.
As always, with a dragon rider, the element is only gear. So if you choose an element gear and bind it to your rider, then they are only able to be bound to that element dragon. But if you don't put gear on your rider, you can put them on whatever element you want.
Right. Yeah. So we did this for basically like a main design reason where Cert is a fire element dragon, of course, and is the mythic sorcerer for the second wave of content. And Astrid's sort of partner dragon, which is Hilder from the first wave, is an earth element sorcerer. So this is really meant to give you as much, you know, freedom of choice as to which dragon you would like Astrid to really bond with. So you can bond Astrid to Hilder, you know, according to the lore, and really have like that double Valkyrie thing going on if you already have Hilder in your party. And you can also choose to have Hilder be bonded to Cert if you choose to go with the fire type gear. So really the choice is yours on this one. All 8 pieces of the gear will be, you'll have a choice between either the fire or earth set once you get up to it in her branch. And just to confirm, similar with Bjorn, Astrid's season branch is going to have the first half be all of her rider shards needed to level her up. And then the second half will have all of her gear. So, for example, if you come across, you know, her gauntlets, for example, when you get to that gauntlet prize, you'll have a choice to choose either the fire or earth, and then you'll continue down the line as normal. So that is how it will work.
Cool. When will the festive dragon be coming out? Week 8.
Yes. So
technically 3 weeks from this week.
Yep.
But really like 2.5.
Yeah. Think of it more like the end of January-ish.
Yeah.
So next week is when Astrid, Cert, and Yarol will go live, and then 2 weeks after that, so 3 weeks from this week, is when the Festive Dragon will go live.
Yes. To be fair, neither of us recall off the top of our head if Incinerate prioritizes a mage or not. So do not hold us to that. Just for putting that out there. Yes. As always with offensive or defensive rider, you can always craft gear for them as well. You do not have to use whatever gear is in their branch. You can use Atlas gear. I definitely have gear that came from the branch when I first started, and I have Atlas access, and I crafted gear for one of Oh, I still have Oksana on one of my dragons, so I was crafting some dark gear for No, we cannot share anything about the festive just yet, other than the fact that it looks great.
Yep.
That's what we've got for you guys.
It's true.
That it looks great.
Yes, indeed. So it will be the final dragon that's available in the Winterjol season. After that, there won't be any other releases in terms of, dragons and riders and everything like that. It's going to be pretty sweet, though. I am totally a fan of, if you're interested in holding out on your sigils to make that final decision towards the end of the season, that is completely fine and, definitely a strategic move. If you want to hold out for the festive, that's totally cool. These dragons are going to be epically powerful as well, as you can see with Ragnarok and all these white spells right above us. But the festive is also going to be pretty cool. So I would at least save a few sigils on the side for the festive dragon. That's what I would do.
We will not be flying dragons this stream. That is next week. Is the festive going to be a warrior, a hunter, or a sorcerer?
It will be a dragon, but we'll talk about the class later on.
There's Yarol on there right now.
Yes, so this is Yarol's spell kit. Of course, Cert was just there a moment ago. But if you have any questions about the kits, this is the extent of the information that we can share now. But next week, we will have a blog post that goes out on Tuesday, and it'll detail all this information, including, the exact amount of time, cooldown, percentage damage, all that kind of stuff that you're all interested in knowing about.
Yes, Storm Shield for Yarol is white as opposed to Jotun, who is red.
Yes, that is true. It's also interesting to note, if you can kind of see it. I'm sorry, not on Yarol. Cert. On Cert's wings, you see all these sort of inscriptions and runes and just that runic text almost that you can see right on its wings. This is really a very typical thing to see from dragons that hail from the same area of the Frigid Narrows. So Jotun, which was one of the first dragons we ever saw from the Frigid Narrows, Jotun sort of expresses exactly what these runic markings look like on its body as well. So there's definitely a common theme going on there, but Cert is sort of the culmination of it all in terms of damage, since it lives in this dormant volcano and just sort of hangs out and then just causes massive destruction when it decides to fly. So
well, technically Cert is causing destruction against specifics.
That's true. Right. Sort of has a grudge. I'm really glad that I'm not on its bad side.
Agreed. So someone asked, zoom in. There we go.
Yeah, that's good.
Close enough.
Yeah. So Yarol's pretty cool too. I mean, it's got a hammer as a tail. It's pretty cool.
That's an axe.
Or an axe, sorry.
I was
my god.
That's not a hammer.
It's Friday. Ah. An axe.
And before anyone asks
why sorry.
Walk out the door. Just walk out. Before anyone asks, yes, Yarol does have eyes. They're just super duper tiny. This was a question that came up yesterday.
Oh, really?
Was why do none of the dragons seem to have eyes? Yarol does. Carnix let us know that the eyes glow, so they're much more obvious.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, and you can definitely see more of the warrior body here as well. Where Meteor has 4 distinguishable, legs, and its axe tail. Not a hammer, an axe.
Just gonna let that one go. I got nothing for that one. What's the number of sigils for the first page of the non-discount rider? I'm pretty sure it's 12 and a half, if I'm not mistaken.
I would assume it would be similar to previous Dragon Rider branches.
Yes.
But I don't know what the exact number is.
I think it's 12 and a half. I think it's distributed amongst both. But as always, don't hold us to that, because we could be completely wrong and be forgetting how that branch works off the top of our heads. There's a lot of them.
Sure.
Let's see. Can we make animal dragons like a pig and a cow next season? Well, I can definitely say next season is not a pig and a cow.
Nope, that's true. The farm season.
But a farm season could be
cute.
Interesting, for sure. I don't know if I would want to fly a cow dragon. I'd feel bad flying a pig dragon, because then it would be like, oh, I'm killing all my like fellow people.
With the pig? But when pigs fly, right?
Yeah, but then they're killing the hog farm.
Oh, that's, yep.
Yeah. And like the sheep, if you had a sheep dragon, it would be killing sheep too. Yeah, just a whole bunch of...
It'd be a little
concerning. It just would be bad. It'd be all kinds of bad.
I think it'd be...
Alright, let's see.
Are you able to tell us if the festive dragon will be another dragon like Chunk, Axie, or Dodo? We are not able to say, but we're not able to say. I want to say more, but I'll just wait for a couple weeks. But
don't do it.
Yeah, there's more information that has yet to be told for this new dragon.
Thank you for clearing it up that it is 6.3. To be fair, I never remember off my head. I usually go for it. A dragon that's a mother duck with a line of ducklings trailing behind her. Or what if the runes were little ducklings instead of like the little dragons? That'd be adorable.
That would be cute.
I do love ducks.
I'm a fan.
Well, I mean, my best friend for a while, her mom promised her a duck. We did well throughout high school and college. She's still waiting on that duck, by the way.
Not fulfilling the promise. You guys could have had this duck friend this whole time.
Yep. I'm good with a dog friend, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Even if she's a sock stealer.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible to still get Axie? Unfortunately, no. Axie was only available during Summer Flare. Axie will not be making a return.
It's true.
Maybe Dodos and Chunk may make a return at some point, but no Axie. A Greek mythology themed season. Someday.
I'd be into it. Sure. I mean, last year we did the Roman one. It's not entirely the same.
It's not far off.
But yeah.
Will we ever make it easier to hire and unhire writers when we change them to different dragons? I mean, I definitely don't know where that particular thing stands, and the writer menu as it stands right now, like what we're planning on doing with it, but
for what it's worth, though, if you are interested in providing different suggestions on things you'd like to see in the game, I would recommend, if you have an account, head over to the forums, because there are a bunch of threads that were started around the middle of December last year, a month ago, 2 weeks ago, really. And they sort of detail different things, such as, quality of life improvements, player happiness initiatives, bug squashing, and all that kind of stuff. So it really varies on different threads. So if there is something that you would like to see, maybe as like a quality of life improvement, for example, I would say head over to that thread and be sure to post there. We are definitely taking a tally of all the different posts that are in there and just assessing all the different things that we can do for the game, in the near term, in the long term.
Like, is it something that can be fixed quickly? Is it something that's going to need a lot of iteration?
Mm-hmm. Is it something that a lot of people want versus is it something like that only a few people want? Yeah. So there's a lot that is going on right now in terms of that. So if there is something that you want to suggest, I would definitely recommend posting it on the forums.
Let's see. Can we save the spell rage cost on these dragons? We don't actually do that on stream. It will be announced with our blog on Tuesday, though, which generally comes out around 11 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
Generally.
Typically.
Bearing some weird thing.
Yes, but you should definitely expect it on the day of Tuesday.
Flying egg or something hitting a screen.
Being designed for the next season.
Yep. Will there be a dragon with the ability to attack while cloaking like Pathox again? Possibly.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say no, and I wouldn't say yes.
Yeah.
I'm not really entirely sure.
I don't design the dragons, so
yeah.
That is.
Next time Lawson is on, maybe you can ask.
Yes.
You can ask him.
What about an Egyptian dragon based on Anubis? I mean, there are definitely Egyptian dragons. The closest I can think of that's
Anuba.
like. Yeah.
Right?
No, Anuba was a mummy.
Oh, then which is the one I'm thinking of?
Rajan?
No, it was earlier than that. It was like a sapphire tier or something.
Oh, yeah.
Anapa. That's
there
it.
You go.
Thank you, dog meat. Appreciate it.
I was like, I had to think about it for a second.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was close, but the Anubis is what threw me off.
Yes.
But it's really cool. I am a super fan of,
the other newest one is Rajan.
Yes.
An Anubis.
Right. Yeah, Rajan has more of like that eagle face. And then there's Shazard from the Burning Sands as well, but that's a different story.
Is it possible older dragon evolution stones will be available again? Likely, no. It's one that this question gets asked a lot, and honestly, we don't have any plans to bring them back. Just because they were available during that specific season, and it would not great for people who work super hard for them, and yeah, that's pretty much where we stand on it now. If for some reason that changes, we would let everyone know, but as of right now, no. Chinese dragons would look awesome.
That is true, for sure.
I agree. Just an Asian fire dragon would look like, other than the couple we have now,
right?
But like
real dedication to a theme of that, yeah.
And that aesthetic too. It's just a very interesting aesthetic,
right.
And like not like hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Might be pretty good and mess you up instead of just.
It might be beautiful and destructive instead of just destructive.
Yep. Let's see. Astrid's gear will be able to be chosen like the Headless Horseman. Yes, you will be able to choose one or the other if you choose to go for that.
Yep. So you can, as a reminder, you can choose either the fire or earth element for any of the 8 pieces of gear that she has in her branch. But you won't be able to choose the other one after that. So it's a one choice thing, and then you sort of move on. So you won't be able to get, if you choose the fire one, you won't be able to get the earth one, and vice versa.
What about some American dragons? Could be interesting.
Just like bald eagles or something.
Bald eagles. Do some grizzly bears.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't even know what else.
I mean, you could take that all sorts of ways.
There's like, what if you did like a Mount looking dragon? It's a 4-headed dragon.
Yes. Or like a skyscraper dragon or something. Man.
A skyscraper dragon.
Like, just like a gigantic tower just
Statue
moving
of Liberty
through the world. Yes.
Dragon.
Yes. Oh my gosh. With like the crown. You could.
American dragons holding a cheeseburger. Could it just be a flying cheeseburger?
Yes. What if it's just the cheeseburger?
Or a flying hot dog? I mean, I kind of like that idea.
Yeah. I mean, I would fly it. Totally.
It would look so ridiculous.
It would. It would completely.
A hamburger shooting flames with eyes. For goodness.
It sounds very like nightmare fuel. But
a little bit.
A little bit.
But I'm definitely going to bring it to Carnix.
Yeah.
Like, I think we should do
the people have spoken. We must have a cheeseburger dragon.
I mean, I already brought the idea that keeps coming up of like an ice skate dragon, and he's like, no.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Still shooting it down?
He's still like, nope, not happening.
One day it'll
I think all of our dragons should have a fabulous pair of some form of shoes. Whether it be an ice skate, high heels. some really intense boobs.
I appreciate your strong advocacy for this.
Yep. I'm trying here.
Yeah.
I'm going for the funny dragons.
Yes.
Shooting for those ones. All right, let's see.
Will there be super sigil chests at the end of the season? Yes, I believe there should be super sigils at the end of this season. When they are available, we will definitely send a notification out, both in-game and on the War Dragon social channels. So you'll definitely know when they are available.
Yes. Does Storm Shield stop mage super shots from rage or not? I do not remember, and that is a question I will go ask Pulse and Lawson when the stream is done, because I don't remember. It's been a bit blown. Jotun.
Yeah, for the super shots.
Okay, let's see. Are the fire and earth armor appearances the same for Astrid?
They should be slightly the same, except changed in color, basically.
Yeah, I think only the color palettes change.
Right. So the design itself will stay the same. It's just that the color palette will be different.
When are we getting a fat dragon rider?
That's a good question, honestly.
Would the dragon be?
No, dragons can handle it. Some can. Maybe the skinnier dragons would have a harder time.
I was gonna be like, but there's some skinny dragons.
It's
I
true.
can't see this like going well for them.
Not for them, no. How would you fly Cert? So I would say, just based off of the information that we have right now, and of course you'll see Cert flown next week. But my guess is, really Ragnarok is sort of the centerpiece of this dragon spell kit. So you want to make sure that red mage towers are taken care of. So maybe, casting Incinerate in hopes that it can land on those mage towers, or Burning Hatred, get some health back if you're maybe halfway through the battle or things like that. But at a point in time when you're ready to and you're able to, casting Ragnarok is really going to be the ultimate damage dealer for the battle. So anytime that you're able to cast Ragnarok is going to be like extremely beneficial for you as you fly. So that would be what I would say in general. Cast Ragnarok as often as you can, rage permitting, of course, and then use Burning Hatred in order to get health back when that building is destroyed. So if you cast Burning Hatred and then do Ragnarok right afterwards, you can benefit from all those buildings being destroyed and getting the health from it as well. And then, using Incinerate if there's any particular towers or anything like that that you want to like really destroy, and also restore health, and you get more health from that too.
I am sorry, I was laughing at a dragon with avocado toast based on
the millennial dragon, yes.
Yep. And then a pumpkin spice for all dragon.
Nice.
Could be an interesting
a Starbucks dragon
thing going on there. Except not Starbucks because licensing.
Yep.
Will there ever be more costume pieces for dragon like Gunnar's helmet? I don't know. I honestly don't have a yes, no, never statement on this one. It's a possibility that there might be.
Yeah.
Let's see. When does the next Atlas season start? Yeah. It starts next week. It specifically starts on Wednesday, the 9th.
Yes. There will be Atlas maintenance happening on Tuesday. So Tuesday, January 8th, Atlas will probably go down for a little bit of time in order to receive that maintenance and get ready for the next season. So definitely be prepared for that, but we will put out messaging to let you know when that is happening.
Yes, there will be an in-game message probably going out Monday to remind everyone that there will be a Raven-themed dragon.
Should be cool.
Yes, we did do monster-themed dragons. That was fall of last year.
And not 2018, 2017.
Sorry, 2017.
Yeah.
So technically a year and change.
Right.
But anyways, yes, there was a Frankenstein-inspired dragon, werewolf, mummy, spider.
Yep.
And Necrix, who
Yep.
I guess we could call Necrix a zombie.
Yeah. I mean, it has
Sort
a
of.
spear going through its body. So, I'd say so.
Fine. Let's see. Bug dragons. A ladybug dragon. That would be so cute.
That would be.
I'd like to see more crazy dragons, like the low-tiered bug, like dragons or the spider ones. How about no to spiders?
Of, like Jura and everything? No. I mean, I personally would not approve, but that doesn't mean it shouldn't be in the game.
I wouldn't really want to
have a problem with spiders. Yeah. Spiders and worms and all that kind of stuff is not really, like, my thing.
Let's see. Provide electro and earth flak runes and glyphs. It is something that Pulse and the rest of the team are looking at and working on right now. Is a big thing that we agree. Only Chunk can handle the fat dragon rider. Poor Chunk. Just never catching a break.
Yeah.
Can we make a pumpkin pie dragon for Thanksgiving?
It'd be like the festive Thanksgiving dragon. I like it.
All I can picture is like an orange dragon with like a giant white thing that looks like whipped cream on its head.
Yeah.
And like whipped cream wings.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah, clearly I'm a great artist here. There's a reason we don't let me make dragons. I would still like to see a headless horseman dragon who throws his pumpkin head to deal damage. Carnix too would love to see a headless horseman dragon. There was one that he floated a while ago.
Yeah.
And nobody particularly bid on. Will Atlas be expanding to gold tiers? As of right now, there's no word about another rollout to the rest of Platinum or Gold. So when we have more info, we will let everyone know. But as of right now, no. Necrix was
so many different dragons
was
here.
A white or wit. I never know.
A white, or yeah,
white.
I think it's white, right?
All I can think of is Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And the White Walkers.
I'm kidding. It's like the first thing you see in the
like,
show.
It's in the first episode. Like,
it's literally the first scene of the first episode, so it's okay.
Also, like, at this point, it's not really a spoiler. It's been on for 7 seasons.
They're finishing it up in just a couple months. Happening. I'm very excited.
Yep.
Yeah, see, dragons are much bigger than the riders. All of them can handle a fat dragon rider. I agree with this.
Okay. A Walmart dragon.
I think you're not giving dragons enough credit here.
Monkey dragons.
Oh, from the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, cute. Man. That would be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, we can't make him exactly like that or anything, but...
Yes. Will it be possible to see a divine version of a puppet? I have no idea.
It would be pretty cool.
Maybe like a similar spell set, but maybe not necessarily the look of a...
The closest one we've gotten so far, just in terms of like, you know, like time-based spells, has been UVS. That's the most recent one that's come out.
Which is connected to How.
Yeah.
It's similar to How's spell set.
Right.
Not a puppet.
Right.
Make a fall carnival where the dragons are food. Oh man. Does that mean
you want to eat the dragons?
Does that mean there'd be like a cotton candy dragon? Like a fried Oreos dragon? That.
Ooh. Well, unless you have like an appetite for dragon, I don't know how that would work.
What would a funnel cake dragon? I don't even know. I'm just trying to think of carnival.
Like powdered sugar flying in its wings.
Food on the top of my head, and apparently fried Oreos came to mind first.
Oh, because they're great, yeah. We're kind of going back into our American Dragon idea here. I think we're onto something.
Fried Oreos are like that should just not have ever been a thing, and yet someone felt the need. It is totally worth continuing to play, even if you can't go and get some of the old dragons. We do always have new dragons all the time, so there's always a new seasonal dragon to look great. It just depends on what your look you're going for. Like, there's probably not an Axie coming soon, but maybe in summer there will be another Axie looking dragon.
Maybe. Who knows? Maybe Axie has a long lost brother or sister.
Let's see. Somnus is sick looking the way a dragon should look.
I mean, all dragons come in different shapes and sizes, but Somnus is a pretty cool one, not gonna lie. And you have yourself to thank for that, because it was the community that came up with that design.
Yes.
And ultimately brought it, you know, to what it is now in the game.
Alright, let's see.
The new tiers that during this season. So, yes, the answer is yes. Right here, yes. Okay. So as you see here on the tops of the branches for the mythic dragons, you'll see, you know, the Vanguard Stone is listed underneath all of them, which means that they can all be evolved up to Vanguard tier. The Mythic Warrior and the Mythic Sorcerer also have the plus sign next to the Vanguard Stone, meaning that they will be able to evolve up into the tier that is beyond Vanguard. So before the season is out, they will have that ability.
Let's see. I like Oni looks like Hellboy Dragon. Kind of does, mixed with like Santa. Will we update the merch store at some point? Hopefully.
Yes.
It's on our like list of things to do.
Yeah.
And try and like debate what would be great in the merch store, like what new things are, what new dragons would look awesome, what old dragons would look great. But yeah. It's a eventually.
Yeah. We're really focusing our efforts right now on, you know, making sure that we're gathering all of that community feedback from the forums threads that I mentioned earlier. And really like prioritizing that, and then we'll work on like more of the like merchandise and like website stuff and things like that. So that you get all of the information and references that you need.
What about a flying fox dragon? I too would like a fox. So, because I love.
Yeah,
they're one of my favorite animals. Like Arctic foxes and fennec foxes.
Oh, yes.
With the ears.
So cute.
They're also just so cute with their little like pouncing.
Yes.
It makes me laugh because my dog does the like fox pounce. So it's very like, oh look, I secretly
have a fox. Yeah.
In the form of a dog. Okay.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, and sort of following it up, we have 2- and 3-headed dragons. What about multi-tailed dragons? So we do have a couple multi-tailed dragons.
There's definitely a few multi-tailed dragons.
Not a lot, though. You are correct.
Yes.
I think the last one was, what, Coats, maybe? Doesn't Coats have all that, like, flair of its tail?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, but we... multi-tailed dragons require creating an entirely custom rig for that dragon. So basically the body of the dragon and like what it's essentially a skeleton for the dragon. So it would require creating a custom rig. But I know that Carnix has talked about doing more like multi-tailed ones. I just don't know if they're coming anytime soon or not.
Maybe for the spring season.
It's definitely one that Carnix is open to.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, I see a lot of calls for plushies.
Yes, I do too.
I agree for what it's worth. I think dragon plushies would be great.
I always did plush, although all of my plushes have to be on high shelf.
Silver Wolf. I would love one of those color changing mugs, maybe a keychain also. Yes, indeed. We have... I don't know if we're going to be able to make another run of the mugs. We can definitely look into it, but the mugs that we do still have that are available, we have been giving them away with various giveaways and contests that we've been doing. So if that is something you're interested in, check out different contests that are on the forums. We also host giveaways that are on the Dragon social channels as well. And all of these can often culminate in you receiving a mug at the end of the day if you are chosen as a winner.
Will the tier beyond Vanguard cost sigils or will it be free? So the stone for the tier beyond Vanguard will cost sigils, but the actual tier itself, the dragons within that tier will not, because they're a lineage dragons rather than a seasonal dragon. So those will obviously cost breeding tokens to get, but the stone will cost you sigils. I don't recall off the top of my head.
Plushies.
Yeah, so many plushies, my goodness.
Yeah, seriously.
Can we have a dragon with celestial dance from A&A, but the dragon dances in a circle and creates a moon that becomes a random dragon?
That's cool.
That could be interesting.
I like that idea.
I don't know if we can, but I'm sure it's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But again, not a designer, not an engineer, have no idea the like ramifications. What is possible?
Fair. Fair.
Let's.
Shark dragon? Question mark?
I feel like shark dragon comes up all the time.
I would love if we did like a mini, maybe like a tier is too big, kind of like a mini showcase of just aquatic dragons. I think that'd be super cool. Because you can have like a shark one, you could have like a season. Yeah, you could do a season on it. Yeah,
I was like,
maybe like
you
the summer
said a
season
small
or something.
Showcase.
Yeah,
that would be a season.
Yeah, smaller than a tier. So
yes.
Yeah, throw some riders in there, like a scuba diver or something. Be cool.
God, poor rider. There are so many requests for plushies. My goodness, so many. There's Axie plushies, chunk plushies. I feel like I would chunk plushie. I don't know why I wouldn't necessarily want an Axie, but
chunk may be more cuddlier. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's not like I can sit there and cuddle it.
Right.
The dog will take it.
She
true. Already has tried to commandeer my like Flareon. It lives on a really high shelf.
She still tries to get for it.
Oh, if you like go and pick it up to dust on the shelves, she looks at you like, and like gets up on your leg and starts pawing like, hey, can I have it? Can I have it? And you're like,
super,
no.
Like, does she just want to like play with it?
Yeah, she just thinks every toy is for her. Oh. She thinks any plush is for her. She's just a bit.
Yeah, just a bit.
I just want a sick-looking War Dragons t-shirt in a V-neck. I too would also like a V-neck shirt for dragons, even the ones that we've had that we've given away in giveaway stuff that came with the mug, and one of the pins is very much a crew neck, and I would like the option of other shirts.
Yeah.
V-neck every once in a while.
I'm sure we can make that happen though. Get some V-neck t-shirts in the store.
It would be nice. The fact that a chunk plushie does not already exist is a crime against the world.
True. We're doing ourselves a disservice here.
I'd buy a plushie that looks like Donkey's. I don't remember. Does she have a name?
Does she? I feel like they never actually named her.
I think they just are like, oh, the dragon, and just left it at that. Anyways, moving on. Let's see. A White Walker dragon like Game of Thrones. Well, it couldn't be specifically the White Walker dragon, and I can't think the name of it. I definitely need to go rewatch. Just a recap.
Spoilers, in case anybody hasn't seen it.
Well,
yeah.
It's been almost 2 years by this point.
I know. At this point, like, we should be safe, you know.
Yes. All right. A butterfly dragon. I mean, there's a hummingbird dragon.
There is. There was a whole tier on all those spring dragons.
The emerald dragons looks like a butterfly.
Yep.
Or like distinctly has butterfly-esque wings.
Yep.
And
it's the monarch one, right?
It's
Pyrosis? Pyrocus? No, that was the pink one, I think.
Yes, but it has
But there's like a
wings
monarch
that look
one.
like. Hold on.
We're gonna go to the video here. My favorite though is Desi from the Emerald tier, the hummingbird.
Why, internet? Why?
Morphos. That's it.
Was it Morphos?
I think so.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yes. Morphos for Turbos.
Oh, is that the one?
Turbos has butterfly.
Pretty beautiful.
Let's see.
I absolutely love that entire tier.
Like pirate. Because it's pink. But I also really like Desi
it's
too.
pink.
But I do really like Desi. Hyrocus is a butterfly. It kind of is. I know
It's
what
got a
they.
lot of
I know what they
coming out.
based it on. So,
Yeah.
it's actually based on an orchid.
Oh, that's cool.
That was what the inspiration. And then obviously Desi was a hummingbird.
Right.
And Kerbos was a monarch.
Got it. That makes sense.
Most of those were based on nature oriented.
Yep. Very like spring
Yes.
flowers, butterflies, stuff. Not bugs. Not doing that.
Well, except ladybugs.
Yeah, ladybugs are fine.
Ladybugs, they're
For sure.
all right.
Cool.
I think that's pretty much all we.
Yeah.
A leopard-coated dragon. Isn't that just bad?
Yes. Yes, it was. Well, more like a. Yeah, no. Yeah, it was a leopard. Yeah.
I was like,
No,
wasn't
you're
Bellum
right.
kind
You're
of
right.
a leopard?
Yeah.
Or more of a leopard or a jack? I never remember the difference in their spots.
Hmm.
There's like a distinct difference in spots. I'll have to ask.
It could be more. Yeah.
I'll have to
We'll
ask Carnix.
Yeah. Yeah.
The story of everything with art is we're gonna go ask Carnix because I don't know off the top of my head what it was meant
Well,
to.
Carnix is like keeper of the knowledge. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's pretty much all we have today. So we're gonna head out and we will see everyone next week. Next week, we will be flying the dragons on Twitch and Facebook. There won't be a YouTube gaming stream next week. There probably will not be one for a few weeks. So we have some big preview to do again.
Coming soon.
That's
We still have, like,
kind
half
of
a
a
season.
crazy thing to be like, oh, we're only a couple months away from that. Huh.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, like, once the season starts, it almost feels like we're getting to the end of it because it goes so quickly.
Yeah,
So,
that's for sure.
yeah.
All right. Well, we will see everyone later. We hope you have a great weekend.
Thanks for tuning in, of course, for the preview. As mentioned before, next Tuesday is when the blog will go live for all of the information that you saw here today, as well as more information, you know, specific percentages and times and all that stuff for the spells, and the skill tree and gear modifiers for Astrid as well. So all that information will be coming on Tuesday, and then the dragons and Astrid will release into the game on Wednesday, and we'll be flying them next week. So tune in on Twitch and Facebook Live to see them fly.
There's our answer to questions about cheetahs and leopards. Cheetahs have spots, leopards.
Rosettes.
They're
Ooh.
the weird ones.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for the knowledge. Yeah. Appreciate it.
All right. We will see everyone later. Bye, everyone.
Bye, y'all.